Knocknees, you adorn your old mask, the one you wore in service to Gideon, and you head up to his estate. And are you going to go and see him directly?
I will ask if he is willing to speak to me, and I will tell whichever servant I come across that I have something very important to share with him.
The servant you come across is not one you know, it's a new one that came to replace you, and they don't tell you their name, but they go and speak with Gideon, who agrees to see you. When you enter, Gideon is sitting on his throne. Can you roll 1d10?
For what he's sitting on?
No, it's what art is displayed in the Elfio's mansion. And also, if you roll the second one, I will tell you what beautification surgery has Gideon undergone since the last time you saw him. Additional fingers.
I mean, that could be useful.
Yeah, he has 2 extra fingers on this hand and 1 on this hand. And what art is on display in the Alfear's Mansion 8? A goat, its organs splayed and stored in glass cases, still somehow alive.
Lovely.
All right. I love those random tables. They are so... they are really cool. Okay. Gideon says, hello. Hello, Knocknees. I have not seen you since such a long time. It is good to see you again, my servant. Have you come to once again seek to be employed by me?
Oh, that would be a great honor, my lord. You know, my years of service under you were the best years of my life. She's trying to butter him up.
Well, that is good. You see, I have heard from the Stinkfoot that you were in search of spells. The owner of a spell that I am very interested in. So, naturally, I have asked him and Worthless Idiot and Cat Breath to head out and find this creature and acquire the spells that I am looking for. Now, the last time that I heard from them, they were heading down Spire to Red Row. That is where the Gutter King was last seen. I hear there is something about some sort of, how do you say, a judicial problem that you are in, that finding this person might help you, yes?
Yes. What happened is that I went to talk to this merchant and I found that she was dead, and essentially the murder was blamed on me. And
Yes. That sounds like perfectly entertaining, but I do not care. Go to Red Row and help your fellows recover this spell so that I may use it.
Of course, my lord, it would be my great honor. But there is one thing that I think you should know, which might be very important to this task of getting the spell.
Yes.
There is someone who I think is also seeking it, and I am under this horrible impression that this particular person has something against you, and I thought to myself, how could anyone not like my gracious master? But this person, he seems to be plotting something very evil against you.
Roll for Deceive, High Society, and you are servant to the High One.
Do I get an extra die because I'm such a great employee?
You've got 4 dice. I like your odds.
You know, okay. Pray to the dice.
And then you roll 4 ones.
Oh, fuck off, Simon. I got a 9!
That is success without stress. So you are able to deceive Gideon. He says, all right, then I want you to order my servants that they are to take care of this elixir ventress, this Elfir, and to make him disappear. I'm sure that the 3 servants that I sent to take care of this matter are totally equipped to deal with an elf here. And if they die gaining the spells that I want, that is a shame, but it will have been worth it.
Of course, my lord. I will go right away. And she kind of bows and like shuffles out while bowing.
I think Gideon also just like waves his hand, and you have a written letter from him with his seal to transmit those orders to the other servants.
Also, question, is he technically employing her, or is she kind of just still working on the side? Okay. That's what I figured.
But once you've finished your 4 years of denture, which is, the work you have to do for the elf here, which is unpaid, you can keep working for the same people, and now they have to pay you an actual wage. And a lot of people are stuck in the jobs that they had during their dentures, because that's the only skills they developed, because getting a job is hard. And basically there's a whole socio-economic structure that keeps you stuck in the same place you were, while you were basically doing unpaid work.
Okay.
It's like an internship.
Yay! Well, I mean, the great thing is that she kind of has Stockholm syndrome, so this is fantastic.
Okay. You head down to Red Row. Look Smash is gonna come with you, I assume?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, she would go get him.
Once you deliver the letter to your friends, so Stinkfoot is there, Catbreath is there, and the third one that you had is also there. And once they read that they have orders to take down, an elf here, just the 5 of you together, they look terrified at the prospect and aren't happy that you delivered that to them. But they are still employed by Gideon, so they have to do what they are being told. You don't know any of them to be fighters. You don't know any of them to be able to take down an elf here, but they seem to think they might be able to pull it off somehow. Mm-hmm. You head off to the last place that the Gutterkin was seen. You follow the trail that the Gideon servants have been pursuing.
Oh shit, she should have asked for healing. I just thought of that.
Yeah, that could have been useful. You find the 3 heroes, the 3 adventurers, in a station of the Vermissian. The Vermissian is the public transport system that carved tunnels throughout the entire Spire. You see those white and black lines that go throughout the whole map. Those are Vermissian lines, and they're all abandoned. All of the stations are abandoned because it was a complete failure, and now it's being used by underground networks to smuggle contraband. They're at Endline. Endline is much better. You find them at the end of the Vein line, and they're just waiting there as if a train is going to come when you find them. So there's the elf here, there's the Gutter King, and there's the human.
Is there anything around that can fall on them?
Yeah. Endline is a rusted, precarious mess of discarded carriages and machinery, last visited by officials according to the records 30 years ago. Since it's the last Vein thing, there are huge tunnels through which junk falls through when people throw junk into the lines of the Vermissian. So actually, if you manage to get them under one of those tubes, you could get something to fall on them.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to kill these people, right?
Yeah.
That's actually Look Smash asking. He's kind of bouncing on his toes.
Kill,
He's got his lance out.
Maybe hurt them first so that they're a little easier to kill. It's like eating food. You don't want to shove the whole loaf of bread in your mouth. You take bites.
Look Smash doesn't entirely look like he comprehends, not just charging headlong at an enemy.
Cat Breath looks really stressed and says, "Oh, I really hope we solve this without needing Gideon to intervene. This doesn't look good. It's an elf here. He has powerful magic, so we need to find a way to kill him before he can cast any spell, or else we're all in horrible trouble."
Well, maybe we can drop something on him. If someone can get him to step a little closer to the vents, another one of us can roll a very, I don't know, either a rock or something that would be very unpleasant when dropped from that kind of height.
So we need a bait, and we need to try to figure out what could draw them to the bait. Like, what do they want?
That is a good question. Well, someone can pop up and wave their arms and be like, come over here, and maybe he'll step forward. No, honestly, I don't know what he wants, apart from adventures. We can advertise! There is an adventure around the corner if he stands right at that spot. So maybe he's a little smarter than to fall for that, so maybe not.
Oh, how about create an underground fighting ring?
Or an underground fighting ring. Or maybe we can be a troupe of performers who follow brave adventurers around and are all, yelling about the good things they do, but also who reenact fight rings. See? 2 ideas working as one.
Okay, sure. If you're going to go with this plan, who is going to be taking care of this? Your boss or yourselves?
How much do we want to die?
If we're going for an underground fight ring, that's definitely in Look Smash's wheelhouse.
Yes. So I guess it would be up to you to roll for Deceive, and if you have High Society, you can use it as a domain.
Does the fact that I have High Society help him out any?
If it's the two of you playing it out and you're trying to draw them to a dangerous place, and the others are ambushing you, then yes. You can add 1 dice, but if the roll fails, you both get fallout.
Okay.
I imagine you're announcing this fight club, and then I'm flexing and looking big and strong and powerful, like I'm the champion of said fight club.
Knock knees, you have both Deceive and High Society, and you get an extra dice when you're rolling for the Elfir, which brings you to 4 dice plus 1 extra dice because you're being helped by Look Smash, which means you roll 5 dice. Also, your roll has a difficulty of 2, which means whatever you do, it's dropped by 2 levels of success.
Okay.
So you have to get a 10, is what you're saying.
Yeah, in order to get a success at a cost, you need to roll a 10.
Yes!
Otherwise, it's
brutal.
Okay. Yes.
Do we get to reenact this?
Sure, go ahead.
The Knock-Knees breathes in deep and she says, presenting the champion of the underground fighting ring! And then she's kind of poking at Look Smash.
Look Smash will jump out and release a giant roar and flex his uninjured arm, and then start staring down each of the 3 people in the station.
Oh, look how fearsome! Something of interest for any brave adventurer. Are you fine, gentlemen, brave adventurers?
You managed to get the attention of both the human and the Gutterkin, but the Elfir seems uninterested. Both of the human and the Gutterkin are coming towards you, and since you're under one of the chutes, something might fall on them. And since you rolled a 10, you are going to successfully put them in a dangerous zone. I'm going to roll for them to take damage. Okay? An entire chunk of one of the subways, which you hear falling from far above you, collapses on them, and in order to dodge it, they both have to smash into broken glass at the bottom of the pile, and they are both hurt by this. And it's in that moment that you see Cat Breath and the other 2 try to attack the Elfir from behind, leaving you to take care of the Gutterkin and the human.
All right.
She does a stage gasp, oh no, what is going on?
Look Smash is going to recklessly charge the Gutterkin fight, and I also took Jouster, so when you charge in recklessly, your attacks have a brutal tag.
Nice.
And it's surprising, so I have mastery on the lance for this. For the first time I use it in an encounter. And it's got piercing. So that's 3 dice.
7. Okay. So that is success at a cost. The Gutterkin is going to fight back. Roll 1d3, and it is going to bring you over into severe fallout, so I don't need to roll 1. So that brings you to 10 and back to 3. The Gutterkin stabs you just as you impale it, you kill it instead, but just before it draws its last breath, it draws its dagger and sticks you with it. I'm getting you chosen. You pass out and awaken in a half-dream state before your god. And if you haven't devoted your life to a god, someone else's god. And you strike a bargain with them in exchange for your life. If you accept their terms, you return to consciousness, changed, always changed. And if you don't, you slip away into death. Do you have a god?
I didn't look at any of them.
So your options, based on your character, is you might worship the Saint of the Knights, but you might also worship our Hidden Mistress, which is one of the 3 Drow deities. It's the deity that controls the ministry. So you might meet one of these 2. I'm going to let you choose which one.
Probably still the Knights anyways. That makes
Okay.
more sense.
Saint Beneferas. You awaken in front of a Drow clad in golden armor with this magnificent lance and this legendary sword. And you recognize immediately Saint Beneferas, who has taken you to the gilded halls described by the credo of the knights. But instead of all of the elixirs that the knights promised would be there, you only see weapons and trophies for creatures killed. You are in a sort of like warrior cathedral. And Saint Beneferas says in his echoey voice, "My child, you are dying, but if you take up the honor of the knights once again and swear you will create a new order of knights that will restore honor among your people, then I will let you go back to fulfill your mission and be a true knight." Do this.
I am a true knight.
You
Knights
are
have
not.
lots of honor.
You
How
are
am I
a
not a
drunk.
true knight?
You are a drunken fool. Renounce your drinking ways and fight for honor, and I will bring you back to life.
No more drinking? What's the point of being a knight if you're not drinking?
Drinking wasn't part of being a knight when I created the first orders of knights for the Drow. Do this for me. Restore some honor to my servants, and I will consider you a hero worthy of being brought back.
And then what is this restoring the honor thing?
Create an order of people who don't drink.
Don't drink. What about our elixirs?
Don't drink alcohol. Water is fine. But your elixirs all have alcohol in them.
Yeah, I guess I'll try.
Fine. He takes off his glove and he smashes you with it, and you wake up. And from here on, there is an enchantment on your mouth that repels all forms of alcohol when you try to drink.
Alright, well, I guess that makes being sober a lot easier.
Yeah, it does. Knock-knees, the human sees you and yelling, "Finally some action," charges you. How are you going to take care of this situation?
What's behind me?
Behind you is a crystalline sculpture made from ever ice, which is something the Elfir use to keep things cold all of the time. It's a sculpture that has broken down into huge pointy shards as it fell down to endline.
Perfect. She's gonna sidestep.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that counts as deceit. You can roll 2d10. And he's a fearsome opponent, so difficulty is 1. 7, which brings you to failure and take stress. Roll 1d6. 3. He slashes at your leg. Your leg bones splinter and crack. You can't walk without crutches for a month or so, and you'll automatically fail any pursuit attempts. Any action where you'd need to be quick on your feet, fighting, dancing, climbing, is either impossible or suffers from an increased difficulty. In this case, the fighting is going to suffer from increased difficulty.
This game is brutal.
Yeah, I love it. And in exchange, it brings your fallout back to 3.
She is screaming and in distress and just sits down.
What do you do after that?
Try to look dignified.
Look, Smash is going to charge the person that just broke his friend's leg.
You attack the human. It's a difficulty 1 opponent.
Dang it.
7. So roll for 1d6 as he parries you with his sword and attacks you. 5. 2. Yeah. So you take moderate fallout 2. You get a second broken arm as the human you're fighting just slices through your tendons, and you're now bleeding as your bicep was cut, and that is extremely painful. In the meantime, in the background, you can see that the 3 servants of Gideon are attacking the elf here, and first round they weren't doing very well. The elf here just waved his hand, and the servants got knocked back. And then one of them tries to flee, and they all start to scream in pain as the mask that they are wearing grows spidery legs and attaches around their heads, and they have huge spider legs coming out from inside of their bellies. 4 each that plant themselves on the ground, heave them upwards, and they're trying to move away, but their feet don't even reach the ground, and those legs move them towards Elixir again and attack Elixir without Gideon's servants being able to do anything to control this. And they're screaming in pain and in panic, and Elixir is targeting them because it's from them that the spider legs are coming. So this is happening in the background, and you two are badly wounded. What do you do?
Does the human look hurt by his previous fall into the glass?
Yes, he is hurt. He doesn't look like he's faring too well. It seems like it could be possible for you to kill him.
Is he at all concerned what's happening with the spider legs? I'd say that's pretty distracting.
It's pretty distracting indeed, but he still has fighting instincts. He's going to keep his attention on you as long as you're within stabbing range of him.
Okay. Is there anything around that can be used to either, try and make him fall again, or just disadvantage him in any way?
The terrain is pretty dangerous, so you could arguably use the deceive skill to try to lure him into a place where you could push some rubble on top of him or something. If you're going to try to deceive him, go ahead, roll for deceive.
Come on, fuck! Ah!
And he has a difficulty 1, so that is double stress. He has a sword, so roll 1d6 and multiply it by 2. Okay, you don't get fallout.
Okay.
You start to move around, and you think you managed to get him into a difficult position, and you push an unsteady subway wagon on top of him. But he expertly dodges to the side and uses that moment to attack you, and you're running out of breath trying to dodge him. Your stress is augmenting, but you're still alive.
Okay, great.
Look, Smash, what do you do?
I'm going to look at him and smash him with my forehead.
Okay. 8. That brings you to success at a cost. So roll 1d6.
So this was my stress.
Yes.
Alright, good. 2. That's nice and low.
Roll for 1d10, and if you roll a 1, you take fallout. Okay, you're good. You knock him out, and he falls to the ground. He's still alive, but he is unconscious. The spider servants have managed to wound the elf here, but 2 of the servants have been knocked unconscious by the elfir's spell, and there's only cat breath left. And cat breath has started transforming since the spider legs came out of cat breath, and this is what they look like now. Extra spider eyes and extra mandibles. In short, their spider heritage from the Drow lineage that they belong to is being supernaturally revealed. And Catbreath is the only one who's still conscious, but Stinkfoot's extra legs are still moving, despite the fact that Stinkfoot is obviously wounded to the head and not responding to anything.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do?
That's creepy.
Thank you. It took me a lot of effort to come up with a really creepy way for Gideon's servants to fight.
That's appropriately creepy.
Thank you.
If Knock-Knees doesn't have anything, Look Smash is just going to charge and headbutt again.
Knock-Knees, I just want to say one thing. The spells you're looking for, you can spot that they were on Talent Swift, and that he had them under his jacket. So this is what you came here for. You can just leave now.
She grabs the spells, and how hard are they to memorize?
I would say it's difficulty 2 to memorize, but since you would be rolling with occult, so you'd have 2 dice.
She's going to make the attempt to memorize them, and if she feels they're good, she might do something else.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying.
Okay, she's not doing too hard.
It's difficulty 2, which brings you to a critical failure. Roll for 1d6 and double it.
Ugh. Oh, God.
I'm not entirely sure we're going to survive this.
Yeah, I think we're going to die.
I'm not sure either. You are at 12, which means you take severe fallout, automatically obsessed. Your mind splinters and shards until it is razor sharp and barbed, focused on a single goal. You're now permanently weird, but when you attempt to achieve your goal, you roll with mastery, and the difficulty for all other actions increased by 1.
Mm-hmm.
Once you achieve your goal, your mind gives under the strain, and you are forcibly retired. So that means your character is gone. Your goal can be one of 3 things. Kill the Elfir, summon the demon as described in one of the 2 spells, or bring the spells to Gideon. I'm going to let you choose which one you think is going to be more interesting for this story.
Oh shit. Does she have access to the ingredients?
You don't have access to the ingredients you would normally need, but you can, simply... Demons are always glad to take, lives or souls if the other ingredients are lacking.
Okay. You know what? Let's have a little nice nod to our past changeling game, and let's summon a demon.
Yes! This was a really good game.
I was kind of hoping you'd go with that option.
Okay. I'm not going to make you roll. Basically, you recite the spell, and there's a strong wind that starts erupting from your body as the demon enters and is going to be using your body as the vessel. The pages float away, and Look Smash might be able to grab onto them while he's running away from this. And in this game, demons are sort of space-time anomalies that simply chaotically rearrange the laws of physics around them before disappearing again. So there is this growing aura of chaos. All metals start to turn red hot. Gravity stops working, and flesh turns into wax. I'm going to have Look Smash run for Pursue at a difficulty of 1 to get away from this.
Alright, cool. It's a good thing I just got the skill in Pursue.
Great! 9. You get out of this one. The Elfir and the other servants are caught in the anomaly, and if they are seen ever again, they are unrecognizable because of the way they mutated. Look Smash, you heroically make it out of Endline just before the anomaly stops, and you hear a loud bang as all of the really hot metals is suddenly frozen, and part of the station collapses onto itself even more than it already was. You made it out with both spells, and if you go to Gideon, you might get a reward for your efforts.
Does this change the Spire?
That people don't get experience points, but I guess...
I'm sorry, we collapsed a station.
Yeah. I mean, Look Smash gets experience points, but we're going to end this game after the next scene, depending on what Look Smash does.
Mm-hmm.
What are these spells right now?
As I mentioned earlier, the 2 spells that were stolen from the shop are a spell for a moving eye tattoo and summoning a demon.
Summoning demon is what we just saw, and the other spell just makes something look really nice, right?
Yes.
I'm going to keep those spells, because as far as Gideon knows, they were destroyed when the station was collapsed.
Okay.
And I'm going to use them to start a new nightly order, as I promised.
Yeah, you're actually going to start trying to fulfill that promise, and that's very good. Like we end this horrible game on a positive note that maybe you'll get there. And I just want to say one thing before we stop the recording, is that Gideon is going to be really sad that 3 of his servants died and he did not get the spell that he was looking for, because that moving eye tattoo would have been all of the talk for weeks at his next gala.
Wait, hold on. Am I dead?
Yeah.
I didn't know. So I was like, what was this? Okay.
You were at the center of a demon anomaly that where you didn't have enough ingredients to power it. So yeah, you. I mean, maybe you're not dead. Maybe you're worse somewhere in another dimension.
Oh, I was looking forward to like a chat with the demon, maybe sit down for like tea or something.
I think we can end it here for today. It's been 4 hours.
That's true.
I hope you had fun with the Spire.
This is a lot of fun, but I do not know how you'd play this for longer than a one-shot.
That's true.
It's simple. You get, because we concentrated on combat and other things, usually you get resistances for other things. You know, like I might have put more emphasis on your reputation being dropping. So like basically you get fallout on reputation instead of just this. But yeah, it's supposed to be like the game is supposed to like amp up in difficulty as you have more and more fallout to deal with, and you have to use your refresh to drop your stress as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
You have to take rests. You have to lay low in order to make it between moments of stress. You know.
Okay.
All right.
That makes sense.
This was a really interesting game. Thanks for playing with us, and we're going to start doing more one-shots like this with the different players that I have on my different games, because I want to present more games on this channel. So I'll see you around for more one-shots.
Sounds like a plan. Okay, peace out.
Yep.
Hi everyone, and thank you for watching this video. If you want to keep up with all of the adventures on this channel, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell button so you can get a notification each time we upload the next episode of this story. And it would be very nice of you to like and share the video to help this channel grow. Have a nice day everyone.